Paul Brendan Lyles, and this is Make and Do in my shop. And now for the handle. This clay is very, very moist, so I have to be extra careful. I don't want to apply too much pressure on it or it's going to break. Basically, you just move for the sake of texture, applying very little pressure and a little bit of moisture to the handle. Trying to be as even as I can. Sometimes you just lay it down and be a little extra careful. One thing that I have to keep in mind, I have to keep telling myself is, when I first craft the handle, it can be very rough, because eventually when I come back to it, once it's leather hard or even when it's bone dry, I can use a wet brush, sandpaper, a sponge to texturize the handle then, instead of worrying about texture now. So my next concern is how to attach it, where to attach it, and what design am I going to make out of it. Is it going to have a little S-curve at the bottom, which is what I like to try to do. I'm feeling an S-curve on this one. The trick is to view it from the top and the side to make sure it's not wobbly or oblique. And I'm liking this very much. I'm going to go ahead and lay it down and cut the part of the handle off that I think I'm going to want. And I'm going to cut it at a little bit of a diagonal because I want the handle to come upward a bit. So I'm going to go diagonal to my left. Remove the part that I did not use. Very gently lift. You've got a pattern in here that you can touch, and it's going to leave a mark, but you can work that mark out in your post-throwing time with it. So here goes. Clay is already wet enough that it's going to stick very well. So the trick is putting it where you want. Hopefully the first time, I'm going to get it to where I can see more clearly. I'm going to bring it to a point of contact down the bottom. Be very careful, very deliberate. One thing I'm probably going to want to do is use one of my sponges or a paper towel just for support temporarily. Keep the clay from dropping because it is so wet. And then I can use a different carving tool to bring up that bottom piece and make it reattach in that S-curve pattern I was talking about. I want to make sure it's consistently attached to the bottom. I can give a little push, a little more of an elegant design, pour it underneath. Sometimes when the clay is this wet, it's going to want to hold on to you, so you got to find a clever way to trick it into letting go of you without losing its form. I'm going to try to use as thin a tool as I can muster, and I think the thinnest one I've got is this guy right here. I'm going to come in and lift up. Push in from the other side. Move the sponge where I think I want it for it to dry. And again, this looks very rough in the now. I'm going to lift it and make sure it looks straight from this angle, and it doesn't. I'm going to work a little bit on that. Again, I like this little tuck with the S-curve here on the bottom. I think that may end up being very workable. I think we're at a good point for this to just dry. I'm going to leave the sponge there until tomorrow, and I'm going to separate it one more time. Okay, so make sure I have control. And then back out. And now to dry. And now for the fun part, letting it dry and working the piece with a sponge, texturizing, signature on the bottom, and the date. Let it dry for about a week and then do the bisque fire.